to the first live stream of Tea Time with TT's podcast. Today we have an amazing, dope guest. I call her the Astrology Goat, okay? Her name is Wildflower the Astrologer. Woo! Give her a round of applause, guys. This is her first time coming on with me here, and she's just dope. Like I tell you guys, every time it's somebody that I love and that I've experienced, you know, I'm gonna put my stamp on this one. She is amazing at what it is she's done for me. I've gotten a business reading from her and her sister. She has a twin sister that also does astrology. I've gotten countless readings from her, calendars and all of that, guys. She is really, really amazing. She even tells me, she's told me in one of my readings how my ancestors yell at me. Because, you know, they do that. And she also was able to see the fact that I do oils and stuff in my chart. And she helped me to find my lost stepson a couple of months back, not even a year, probably like the end of last year, by just looking at his chart, not even having the appropriate time of birth. Like, I'll never forget that. It was just a crazy time, and she helped us so much. So please welcome Wildflower the Astrologer. Hi, friend.
Hey, friend. That was such a beautiful introduction. Thank you so much, Toya. And it's been a pleasure. It's been a genuine pleasure meeting you and linking up with you since we first met. It was just like, hey, girl, hey, you know?
Yes.
And yeah, what you do, thank you for walking in your purpose, because like I got a whole show full of Toya tarot oils. So, you know, when you walking in your purpose, it helps me, it assists me in my spiritual journey. So appreciate you, sis.
Aw, thank you so much. That means a lot to me, man. So we want to know, for those of you that don't know Wildflower the Astrologer, we're going to ask you, who is Wildflower the Astrologer? Like, who are you as far as your spiritual calling? Because we're going to get into who you are on a regular later. How do you feel about that? Like,
as far as my spiritual calling and who I am, as far as being Wildflower the Astrologer, it's like just only a couple of years ago I found astrology, or astrology finally found me. It found me. It was like I was called home. And ever since, I've been like a duck in water. It's like muscle memory. So I don't say I'm learning astrology. I've been remembering astrology from previous lifetimes. And my spiritual journey has shown me I've been in the cosmos. So I'm like the cosmic cabbie. I know where you come from in the universe now, based off your planetary alignment. So it's not just your day-to-day, your business, your love life, but it's also your spirit journey, your soul journey. And so that's what is the greatest gift that I've got from astrology, is seeing myself the way the universe actually made me be. Not the way somebody told me or what my mama raised me to be, but the way the universe, God, spirit, whatever you want to call him, her, it, and they, this is how they made me. So self-acceptance.
That's so dope. You know, I had no idea that you just started, because the things that you look into and the way that you give it's crazy. It really is. It's really crazy. So I had no idea. I would have thought that you've been doing this for like 25, 30 years, literally. I had no idea. Wow, that's so dope. You're really, really cool to do.
Really, the way I got started is yes. The way I really got started, it was an old friend from high school. She linked up with me and my sister on Facebook, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I read charts." And then she started reading me and Tanya's chart, but she read it like we were one person. And so the whole time, me and Tanya looking at each other like, and I'm like, something ain't right. So my chart ruler kicked in. You know, the ruler of my chart is in Gemini, to investigate, to gather information. I started gathering information, and I started figuring out who I am. And then I saw the difference between me and Tanya, and it was like all kinds of lights started coming on. We cried. It was because like, now I see me. We're not the twins anymore. We 14, 17. That's who we are. I mean, that means the world to us. We know what 14, 17 means.
Wow.
And it really...
I could attest to how hard it is to tell you and your sister apart. You know, when that time when I read you guys, I had to fight to be able to pull the two energies. I'm like, oh my, what is it? And I don't even know. I'm trying to think. I don't think I knew you guys necessarily were twins. I knew y'all were sisters, and I knew y'all looked a lot alike, but I didn't know necessarily you were twins until trying to pull the two energies apart. It was like, really, it's literally, if you're not like really good at what you do, you can just like merge the two together. So that's so dope. You guys were able to do that.
Yes, yes. But it brought peace and clarity and so much understanding.
That's so dope. So what started you on your spiritual journey with astrology? Besides, okay, so was that the only moment where you began with your astrology, when the young lady read you guys and wasn't able to tell you two apart?
Yeah, that was the spark that got me to study in astrology. And then also what motivated me is I have a daughter, and we had a difficult time, just to be transparent, it's a difficult time. But I said, oh, if I can see me like that, I can see her. So I started looking at my baby's chart. And I always get chills when I go back to this energy, because it helped me. Like when I looked at her chart, everything was opposite. Sun, moon, rising sign, all opposite. And so that, yes, it was like wow. But me, I'm the adult in the room. And us mothers, us parents, we always say I'm the mama, you do what I say. But I had the power to change the communication style. So based off her chart, I looked across the street at her moon and said, this is how I talk to her. And our relationship changed immediately. So the power in that, the power in being able to rebuild the bond between me and my child when it was rough. And I didn't know what our adult relationship was going to be like. But now I can pick up the phone and be like, hey, baby, how you doing? That was a blessing. Yeah.
I love that.
So being able to relate to people. Yeah, being able to talk to people in the way that they can understand, not just this how I talk, you got to get it. But if apparently your message may not be going through because they don't understand it. So look for somebody Mercury and do that.
So see, boom, that right there. So Mercury in the chart would matter how to would show you how to best communicate with somebody in astrology.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, it's your communication style. It's your thought process. Like, for example, my thought process is in Libra. So I communicate better when I'm talking to other people, like in group settings, back and forth. If your communication style, if your Mercury is in Aries, you're going to talk fast. You might talk real loud, or you might be the initiator of a conversation. Those are the ones that just walk into a room and be like, hey, everybody. If it's in Cancer, you're gonna think about how are you doing. You're gonna be nurturing. Your thoughts are gonna be more towards others and what they need. If it's in Capricorn, it's just what I'm doing. So it's just depending on where Mercury is. Yeah, depending on where Mercury is how you communicate with someone.
Wow. See, that's how you know that you're really like called to do this. Because for you to have just began, like, and you can just and I've seen this, I've taken classes with her, you guys, like what I think it was mommy moon or mommy and
yes,
mommy moon.
My baby was the inspiration for that. Mommy, look at my moon. She was the inspiration for that, because for real, looking at her moon sign, it changed. I'm not knocking myself, but I saw the mistakes that I made as, raising her. Just a simple tip for any mamas out there, any parents out there whose baby got a Pisces moon, let them have their own room. They need time to defrag. These little energies, they energetic sponges. And so sometimes they might lash out or frustrated or upset. And it's just because they felt everybody else's stuff. But if they have their little space to go in, defrag, be by themselves, they'll be, a little bit more emotionally healthy. What I did, she shared a room with her sister, who's only a year younger than her. Nothing wrong with that, but she needed to defrag. So, you know, we got to base it off what our children need, not just, it's just what I do.
We want, yeah. It's so crazy. It helped me. I have 2 Aries moon children, right? One is 23 and the other one just turned 18. So it helped me understand the one that just turned 18 a lot better. This is probably, I want to say maybe 2 years ago now. And it helped me a lot with understanding her because, you know, Aries moon babies can be a lot. And a lot of
I have one
energy.
too.
Yeah. Bouncing over walls.
He's a pacer. He's a pacer.
Yes. Very, but that class, you know, that really helped me a lot with learning them. And I have a Capricorn moon and she's a Taurus sun. So she don't like all of that mushy stuff. And I used to be like, oh, she don't like me, you know, but I learned in your class that she's just not built like that. So, you know, it's been so helpful for me with that. Definitely.
Yes. That's another thing. It helps us with our rejections. Like you said, she just don't like me. No, she's being her. So when, you know, especially an earth baby, you know, little earth moon baby, they don't need them cookies. You sit that juice on the table and be out. You know, if they need you, they will let you know. Yes, they really, really will. So, you know, if you're an emotional, nurturing mom and you got an earth baby, you gotta set your own personal boundaries so you don't over mother.
Yeah. That's I had to learn that. Like in the mornings, she is not a morning person. She will be wide awake. You will say good morning and she will act like she didn't hear you. Like she's not one of those. But then when she gets in her moods and she wants to be loving and stuff like that, I had to one of the things that she said was to let them know you appreciate them. They don't really care so much about you loving them as much as you appreciate them. So I tell her I appreciate her more than I did before. And it's been working out. Our relationship got so much better. Like we had a hard time, you know, as well. So it definitely has helped. So that's amazing. Like that is really amazing. What is some advice that you would give someone when walking in their calling and accepting what their calling is, whatever that may be? I mean, yours is dope, and not everybody has the experience where they're instantaneously remembering things. I mean, I remember that with my oils and my readings. So I understand that feeling. But some people, I did have a hard time at some point, you know, with accepting it. So what advice would you give somebody?
For somebody who is undergoing, it was a Kundalini awakening. That's what I'm going to refer to it as. When you're just beginning your journey and walking into your purpose, first thing, listen to your gut, that spirit. Your gut does not have the capacity to lie to you. So I know a lot of us, we get real curious. We see a lot of spiritualists on social medias and we want to follow this person and follow that person. Please use your discernment and you will find your teacher when you're ready. Know that. Like trusting the process. You could be just in the browsing time right now. Am I a tarot reader? Am I a Reiki master? Am I an astrologer? You just don't know, and that's okay. Get a reading. You know, find someone that you trust, someone that you check them out. If whatever credentials you require, look for it. And there are people who can say what your spiritual gifts are. Like, for example, I'll drop some within astrology. If you have Mercury and the moon in the same element, so if your Mercury is in the earth sign and your moon is in the earth sign, that's a healer. It doesn't matter where. And you can check that in your natal chart, and you can also check that in your D9 chart. And your D9 chart is your elevated spirit. Yes. Wow. So you got 3 of them that you should really check out. One is your draconic chart. That's the chart of your soul before you incarnated into this life. Then your natal chart. And then the D9, that's where you're headed, where your soul is ascending to. So if you check those 2, when you got, like I said, the moon and Mercury in the same element, you're a healer. If you have the asteroid Chiron on one of the axes, ACDC, MCIC, you're also a healer. If you have Saturn and Venus together, especially in Leo. But Saturn and Venus making a conjunction in the same sign, even if it's 1 and 29 degrees, but in the same sign, or in the same sign or making a conjunction, that's your witch. And Virgo placements, that's also your witch. So it's ways to find out what your spiritual gifts are based off your natal chart.
Like,
yeah, girl. It's there. It is all there. It is all there.
I love it. That's so amazing.
So find someone who you think is solid in that field, and just watch them and see. Your spirit will call you, and it will not lead you astray. Ever.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Because I remember, like, guys, y'all don't even understand how this, like, I don't even know if she's on my page yet to see that I sold oils. But I got the reading because I always wanted to get one, because I was into like charts, but I didn't really know. I would read the definitions, and that's a lot of reading, and it still didn't make as much sense to me as I needed it to. And so I was like, okay, let's get this reading. Somebody had referred me to her, and I was like, let's try it. So I got the reading, and she just blew my mind. Like, oh, anything to do with oils, they gonna slap. I'm like, wait, what? Like, how did you know? And I'm like, wait a minute, was she on my page? I don't think she's on my page. And then
it's right there.
Right. It's right there when you come on my chart. Seriously?
Okay, when certain things just jump out at you. Like, Tanya's real good at, she might find one thing and I'll find another, but certain things will just jump out. And I don't want to say what you got in your chart, but gotcha. Tanya just pointed out a super dope placement, Death Doula. But can I say your placement that I remember? Like, I don't remember nothing about your chart, but I do. You got Neptune. You got Neptune in the second house. Neptune, when we talking strictly money, Neptune represents oil. It represents anything liquid. If you're going to dig a well, if you're going to make something out of rubber, anything liquid, and you got that in your money spot. So on its highest vibration, you investing in making oils is going to bring you money. On its lowest vibration, money can slip through your fingers. Yeah. So again, you got to be financially aware. Like, yes. It can disappear. But your oils, I mean, and they good work too. You can feel it. Like, I got money in my bank account before I even got the oil in the mail. Your work is the truth. So it was right there. Certain strong things will just jump out, and something in the second house or the 10th house or the 8th house where the occult is, things will just pop out that's supposed to. That's why I call myself an intuitive astrologer, because, I be calling our ancestors.
Yes, that you do.
Your grandmama name in your chart. Your grandmama name is not in your chart, but I'm so honored that spirit granted me that to be able to translate messages, because my mama was adopted, and so just knowing my grandmother's birthday, I was able to put her chart with me and my sister's chart. Aww. And see how she would love on us, and just the joy in that, just to be able to get to know that. That's where I get my firecracker from. Yes. She had a lot of Sagittarius placement. So, it was big Sagittarius. Right. Right. So, but how else would I have known that? How else would I have known anything about her? But I'm finding ancestors. They're all leading me to other ones. Like, we found everybody on my mama's daddy's side. I got birthdays. Just type it in. Yep. Your granddaddy was mean, mama. And I can tell her that and be confident. I can be confident.
Yes,
so it's the beauty in tying together and finding our ancestry and then giving it a personality.
Yeah. Yes, I love that. I remember, like, I almost felt like you knew my grandmother, like, just because of the way that you described her connection to me, the way that she spoke to me, the fact that we had identical gifts. Like, I'll get in trouble a lot because I am the defiant granddaughter. But she was the same way. She was a Sagittarius sun. She was the same way. So she understood how to talk to me. But now in spirit, I get screamed on a lot because I don't want to do certain stuff because I like being private. I like being to myself. I'm an introverted extrovert. Is that what they call it? I like people, but I don't like people.
You a Scorpio, right? AKA Scorpio rising.
Yeah, that part. So it's like I have a hard time. So like a lot of times I get yelled at, I get screamed on. And she said, "You're not listening. And that's why your ancestors are yelling at you." I was like, that's it. There's no way she would know that. Because nobody, like there's no way she would know this. She gotta be talking to the cosmos out here. Because I keep it to myself. I laugh, I chuckle, and I do what they tell me to do, but nobody would know that they end up, it'll be like a subtle, okay, do this, okay, do that, do that. Girl, if you don't get your behind up, kind of thing. So it was so good to hear somebody see me. And you saw a lot of things like, my gifts, and the fact that I was not exactly comfortable at the time with my dark side that I, since worked on. So, even that in my business and I stopped eating the oatmeal cream pie cakes that Tanya was like, I gotta stop eating. I don't eat them no more. In the business reading. So it's like it's really, really dope. Like you guys are like so gifted. And then, you guys, I call y'all the GOAT. And I feel like y'all unicorns at the same time. So, it is what it is. But unicorns and a goat. So I don't know. We're going to have to figure out how that goes together. But it's just amazing. So, I mean, as far as like the planetary alignments. Okay, so right now I know that it's a lot of people out here going through the most. And I wanted to speak to you about Saturn being in retrograde. Like, what are some things that you can tell us about that energy that we're in now?
Okay, well, Saturn is in retrograde. Okay. But that's a good one though, because Saturn is in retrograde in Aquarius. And like, first off, Saturn represents our karma. It represents our restrictions, our fears, our blocks, anything that we think or know has been holding us back. And so with it going in retrograde, anytime a planet goes in retrograde, it's like a reevaluation of what that planet means, what that planet rules. So like some of us, like let's say you were scared of dogs when you was little. So you stayed away from dogs and now you're 40 and you ain't never been around a dog. Like, are you still scared of dogs? Are you? That's true. Or are you just holding on to an old experience? So now it's in the sign of Aquarius, and Aquarius represents like groups and our friends, social networks and things like that. So some people that we may have been cool with before, considered ourselves cool with, we may no longer do that. We may be reevaluating some social groups, reevaluating their beliefs, because Saturn is like the standard. It's the man, it's the authority too. So some of the leadership in some of the groups that we are associated with may be reevaluated. And then you want to see what house does Aquarius rule in your house, in your chart. Like for example, you're Scorpio rising.
Yes.
So Aquarius is ruling over your 4th house. I don't know if y'all thinking about moving or if you're thinking about maybe some family property or something along that line. There could be something that people like, some land could be split up, something like that.
Listen. Okay, y'all see that, right? Y'all see that. Okay, that's true. That is true. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's how it goes. True. That's how it goes.
And
and so again, it just
does it, man.
No, go ahead.
That's how easy you do it. You're like, okay, boom. I mean,
yeah. Well, and okay, well, let me give a couple more. Leo risings. Unfortunately, y'all could be having some relationship issues right now, reevaluating, because it goes across the street to your relationship access. And it doesn't necessarily mean your marriage. It could be a business partnership or some type of social partnership. If it's 6th house, if it's 6th housers, y'all could have some dis-ease, some physical disease that you had before. It could come back, or there could be some type of reversal of a diagnosis, especially if it's something to do with the bones, orthopedic, hip, your structure. There could be something going on with that. If it's if Aquarius is your ninth house, you could be reevaluating some type of travel plans, or even some type of long-term educational plans. You could have been majoring in something forever, and then all of a sudden you like, I'm not about that life. So again, it's going to depend on where Aquarius falls in your chart, but we are letting go of some things. And in Saturn, it's given a bad rap. I call Saturn granddad. Saturn can be really, really mean. It's going to break you down just to kind of rebuild you. But Saturn, it can give bigger rewards than Jupiter if we do what we're supposed to. Yeah. If we do what we're supposed to. If we honor Saturn. And a couple of ways to honor Saturn. Saturn represents like an old cold mountain. That's what I always say, like when I'm trying to describe Saturn. But another representation of an old cold mountain is a crystal, is a stone.
Oh, yeah.
So a quick feng shui for any hard Saturn placements is wearing a stone that represents Saturn. All stones are going to represent Saturn. So let's say it's your love life. You got a hard aspect between Saturn and Venus. You want to wear rose quartz. If you got a hard aspect between Saturn and Mars, you want to wear carnelian. If you got a hard aspect between Saturn and Mercury, you want to wear like a green stone. Any stone that represents that planet, you can wear it to show honor to Saturn, and it'll help feng shui, lift the energy, lift the negativity. So that's the tip. Look at y'all Saturn placements.
Y'all look at it today, I'm telling you. And I'm gonna just put this out here for those of you who might not have your chart done. You can go to astrochart.com. I think what's the other website? It's another website where you can get your chart. But if you want to do it on a
Astro-Seek. Astro-Seek, I like that one a lot. And astro.com. Those two are pretty good because you got a couple of varieties of charts that you could look at.
Right. So I'm gonna put that on when I edit this, because we're live right now, but I'm probably going to edit the recording of it and then put it back up. We're gonna have I'm gonna have that flash across the screen for you guys. So if you missed it, don't worry about it. But it's very important to get your chart. It does help you understand who you are a lot better. Like some good apps are this one called Horos, Horos. It's like a purple triangle looking app if you have like Android, because I'm an Android girl. Don't judge me, mind your business. Okay. I don't like iPhones. Y'all could have fun with that.
Since you asked.
So that one, and then this one called the pattern. It is so scary how good the pattern is, but it doesn't like break down your placements like Horos would. So it's HOROS, guys, and you could put in your date, time, place of birth, and all of that good stuff, and then it'll like break everything down for you. I want to ask you one thing, Ronda. I mean, Wildflower the Astrologer, guys, mind your business, okay?
Yeah, girl.
When, like, say you don't know your time of birth, because I know a lot of people might have lost their birth certificate and then the copy doesn't have the time that you were born, which I think sucks. But what would be a good time that they would put in, I guess, to, or would they still be able to get their chart? What would be inaccurate on it? Would it make the whole thing inaccurate?
No, one thing, it's a couple of ways you can do it. The first thing that I do is I move the sun to the first house. I just read it as if your sun is your rising sign. And I've read it for myself. I've even moved the moon, especially with women. If you move the moon to the rising sign, oh my goodness, it's still very, very accurate to who you are. But if you don't want to do that, you can set it at noon. I like 12 p.m. because it's right in the middle of the day. And if you don't know your birth time, since I'm pretty fancy at what I do, there is this process called rectification. And I rectify your chart based off your personal relationships. I mean, I'm a Libra, but yeah, I can kind of figure out what time you were born. I mean, I'll have to ask you some weird out of the box questions, but yeah, I can figure it out.
That's so amazing. Man, so right now we're just going to be evaluating relationships and connections, and depending on where your Aquarius is in Saturn, I mean, where your Aquarius is where Saturn is going to affect you, or where you're going to be affected during this retrograde. So guys, if you can get your chart done, that'd be great. I'm all about the chart life, honey, because it's just changed my life. And getting a reading from Ronda, the Wildflower the Astrologer, excuse me, has also changed my life. I've had several. So, okay. So I wanted to ask you also, what is a planetary placement, right? Because we're going to try to get a little fun with it, where the person might be problematic in a relationship. I want you to tell me what you call that planet too. So they.
Okay. Well, before I give out what my private title is, I want to say, like, the relationship astrology is one of the most. I get a lot of questions about that, but a lot of people, they want to put the chart together. How are we gonna work out? And that's called a synastry chart, where I take your chart and my chart and blend it, see how we gonna work. But you're looking for specific connections. What really needs to happen is we need to look at your chart as an individual, and then the partner's chart as an individual. And so when we meet a person, let's say it's a heterosexual relationship, this young lady meets this young man, first thing I'm gonna look for is what I call Chokovich placements. What a Chokovich placement is. It's a placement to see if a person has violent tendencies. Because yes, that is a thing. You can, and anyone who has this, my little disclaimer, if you are offended, you need to heal. I repeat, if you are offended, you need to heal. Yeah. But if you have Mars is our sex drive. It's our aggression. Everybody got Mars in their chart. Everybody, that's our initiator. That's our get up and go. And Mars, again, is our sexual energy. Right. So if Mars is negatively placed, because all placements are not created equally. So if Mars is negatively placed and making a connection to Pluto is destruction. Pluto is control. It's absolute power. Like I describe Pluto as, it's very beautiful, because a plutonic moment is like for example, being pregnant. Once you become pregnant, you're always a mother. It doesn't matter if you don't have your baby. It doesn't matter if you have 1,000 babies, but you'll never go back to not being a mother once you become pregnant. That's a very plutonic moment. The whole caterpillar to butterfly experience is very Pluto. Like, can you imagine what the caterpillar is going through when he's in that cocoon? Right. Like, what is happening to me? Right. Very Pluto. Wow. Pluto is also Nagasaki. It's an atomic bomb that's probably about as big as my kitchen table, that if you drop it, it will destroy everything for thousands of miles. So when you get these two powerhouses together, when you get these two together, especially in a negative aspect, so we're talking a square, which is going to be kind of like if you see, can y'all see, like Mars right here, and then Pluto like right here in the corner, like just making like a 90-degree angle, he gonna choke you, boo. If it's opposite.
You see that, guys?
If it's opposite. Yeah. And sometimes, let's say he doesn't have that, but your Pluto is sitting across the street from his Mars. It's something about you,
that relationship,
that will make, like, yes. So that relationship, yes. So you know how sometimes they'll be like, well, Twan never acted like that. He ain't never been like that with nobody. Twan probably ain't never been like that with nobody. But oh girl, Pluto was across the street from his Mars, and she said the wrong thing. Choke a bitch.
And he choked a bitch.
So we can, yes. So we can activate that in a person just by being around them. Yeah.
So
that's one to look for. Yeah. Yeah. Another one that's not so violent is the mother's boy placement.
The what?
If we have it's and this is the mama's boy placement.
Okay.
This is specifically in a yes, in a man's chart, because the choker bitch placement can be in a woman's chart too. Yeah. And unfortunately, if you see that in a woman's chart, that's going to be a strong indicator that she has been some type of victim of sexual assault or something. So when you see a hard aspect between Venus and Pluto or Mars and Pluto, that's a strong indicator of that. So, you know, you see trauma. You really do see other people's traumas and addictions through it. So if a young lady came to you with that placement in her chart and she's trying to link up with someone else and he's aggressive, you can see that and either counsel them through or eliminate the situation before it gets rough. So yeah.
Wow. I would have never even see. It's so much that you learn from astrology. It's so dope, like, and it's so intricate. Yeah. So like that's crazy. I love that. So I mean, are there any other placements that you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, let me talk about the mama's boy. Yeah, the mama's boy is going to be Venus conjunct the moon. They gonna so sweet, so loving, so nurturing, so caring, but the relationship between their mother could be it could be weird, you know, for lack of a better term, it could be weird. And the relationship can also turn into you mothering them or nurturing them. And that can even come into the form, I know, right? I ain't got no water in my chart. I ain't got no water in my chart. But for those that do, you know, and it can even translate in the form of your spouse be falling ill, having a stroke or something, and you have to care for them. So, you know, if you find that placement in your chart and you link up with someone, you know, kind of beware of that. Look at their health and all of that. Look at their health to see if they're okay. What could possibly transpire in the future. Wow. But on a highest vibration, when two people meet, if you want to see if they are compatible, the first thing I always look at to see is the moon, because your moon that's your heart, that's your emotions. And I don't care if the rest of the chart doesn't vibe that hot. If your moon is supported, you're supported. So I really focus on that, you know, making sure those are in nice positions with each other. And then you want to look for the sexy placements are going to be Venus and Mars, of course, if they making some nice aspects together, like some conjunctions, some trines and sextiles. Those are going to be really good, you know, really good sexual compatibility. If Venus and Pluto, or Mars and Pluto, I know I talked about the negative vibration of those, if they're in a hard combination, but if they're in a positive combination, now that's some Scorpio in the 8th house stuff. There. You know, that's some canky thing right here. Yeah, so you know, that's some really sexy placements when you get those three, Pluto, Venus, and Mars, in any combination in positive aspects that shows sexual compatibility. Okay. If you want romance, you know, like flowers and poems and all of that other stuff, Neptune and Venus. Yeah, in those two in a positive combination, really make a romantic partner. And the last one that I'll talk about is a Magi astrology aspect. And the Magi, they believe that if you and your partner's moon and Chiron, the wounded healer, if they made some type of connections together, that it would, you know, indicate a long-term relationship. And that makes so much sense, because what's the best healer besides love? You know, so if you heal someone with love. Yes. So, you know, with them two combining, you know, those few combinations right there could be strong indicators of successful relationships.
That's so amazing. Thank you so much for that, because, honey, and it's great. You explain it in a way that everybody can understand. And I really do appreciate that. I really, really do, because a lot of people are not going to do that. And I like that choker bitch, name for that placement because that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Yes,
What,
girl. Wildflower was originally a poet.
okay. Yes. Okay. Yep. Not originally. She will always be a poet. Oh, y'all look out for her.
Always. Thank you. Yes,
Period.
ma'am.
So, is there anything else, any other
Courage.
placements that you want to tell us about, or any other? Um, we're coming up on. No, we just left a full moon. No, on
Yes,
the.
we just had a Sagittarius full moon. It was about 22 degrees of Sagittarius. So that had a very Leo feel to it. The chart breaks down. There are charts within the chart. And so, that's what I've been kind of breaking them down. Like, what's this specifically? So, like, again, it's in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is very adventurous. It's higher learning and higher self and things of that nature. So, putting a spotlight, because the full moon it illuminates. Yes. What am I wanting to do with my education, my belief system? Am I really wanting to travel to this place that I've been talking about, or not? And it could also bring to light some of our teachers, because Sagittarius also again represents our leaderships, teachers, spiritual leaders, and the sign of Sagittarius, it also represents like organized religion. So I mean, I try to stay back from
Right.
grown folks' business. So, but there could be some spotlights on some of those things.
That has happened.
And again,
I've
right.
It's happened recently. That's so true.
Yeah, I've been so underground lately.
Yeah.
And I'll also share with you. Since the reason I've been so underground is in the spring, I took a different spiritual journey. My South Node is in Taurus, which represents the earth. Yes. So I started with plant medicine. And the plant medicine that I took was ayahuasca. Oh, wow. So as of today, I've had 5 ayahuasca. I've taken the medicine 5 times. And it showed me who I am in the universe. Like, I see myself for real. It showed me what Earth was. It taught me how to read the charts better. Everything is clear. My PTSD is gone. I've gotten 5-figure raises at work. Okay. Everything is just, yes.
I love that.
Astrology brought me here. Right now, my planetary configuration is Neptune, which is all about spirituality. It's opposite my moon, my heart, my inside. And it has shown me the true light, not just that astrology really is my language, but it also gave me permission to be myself. It showed me where I needed to heal, and not just you need to heal here, but this is what you do. Like, what I do is cute, pointing out disease, pointing out childhood trauma. That was the real work that I needed to do. And it only made my journey with the stars a whole lot easier, way more clear. So planetary attunements is what I got when I was with the medicine. So there's something that I practice every day. It's not just about reading your chart and telling you where your money is. It's about being in attunement with the sun, the moon, with Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, and Saturn.
That is so dope. Congratulations. Congratulations. And when I told you when we got on here, I was like, look at you. Like, I can see a change in peace and joy and like this illumination from you, your skin and everything. You look so great. I'm so happy for you. You already know I love you down. I love you down. I really do.
Yes.
So how can everybody get in touch with you? Because literally they need to get in touch. Listen, y'all hear me? If you don't do nothing else, you need to get in touch with Wildflower the Astrologer. Seriously. So how can they get in touch with you?
Just like you said, you can go to www.wildflowertheastrologer.com, and Toya's going to pin it in the comment section. So y'all have that. You can also reach me on Facebook, Ronda Johnson, and it'll say Wildflower in parentheses. Just shoot me an inbox. Don't just say hi. Don't just say hi.
Please don't.
But yeah. I do readings, all kinds of readings. I also teach financial astrology. Can I drop those gems real quick?
Yes, ma'am. Please come on.
Okay, so financial astrology is a real thing. You can see where your money is, why your money is, and what it should be. First thing you want to do is look at your second house in your chart. And if you're looking at it from a clock perspective, the second house is going to be the 8 o'clock position. Then you want to look at your fifth house. That's also a money house. The ninth house and the 11th house is going to be a money house. But we're going to talk about the second house because I don't want to be here all day. If you got Aries in the second house, write this down. If you got Aries in the second house or Mars in the second house, wear something red. Put something red in your wallet or in your purse. That's going to draw your element to you. If you have Taurus or Venus in your second house, you want to put some copper, a copper amulet, a penny, or something like that in your purse. If you have Gemini in the second, you want to write your name in the Treasury Department spot on $1 and keep that in your purse.
Wait, hold up. Let me go get my, I need to get my second house. Give me I forgot.
We ain't got there yet. Your second house is Sagittarius. We ain't got there yet. You good.
That's all I care about. Okay. Carry on.
Okay. If you have Cancer in your second house, you want to carry a little mirror or something silver in your wallet or in your purse. If you are a Leo in the second or have the sun in the second, a picture of a lion or something royal in your wallet or in your purse. If you are a Virgo, you want to keep something medical like the Red Cross, just a picture of it in your wallet or in your purse. If you are a Libra, a picture of a partner, a picture of the scales. If you have Venus again, something copper in your wallet, in your purse. If you are a Scorpio in the second, or you have Mars or Pluto in the second, you can put a picture of the scorpion or make it black. Make your wallet or money holder black. If you are a Sagittarius, Toya, you want to put a picture of a horse.
Okay.
A picture of a horse.
I can do that.
In your wallet. Yes, even if it's something hand-drawn.
Okay.
If you have Capricorn in the second or Saturn in the second, carrying a small little stone, I recommend iron pyrite because that's that money stone, or any other money stone that you can find, or carry a leather wallet because that represents something old. If you are an Aquarius or have Uranus in the second house, you want to carry like a multicolored wallet, something weird or something like very forward thinking, some type of new gadget that you can push your card out, something, or even a unicorn on your wallet, because that's a Sagittarius, an Aquarius thing. And if you are a Pisces or have Neptune or Jupiter in the second house, you can carry like a picture of some fish, any type of water scene or something blue in your wallet, and that will draw money to you.
All right. See, listen, I need you to go over Scorpio in the second house again, please. Thank you.
Something black.
Okay.
Something sexy too. And one of the classes that I taught, that I was in, the lady was like, put a picture of a penis in there. Sex organs is also represented by Scorpio. If you got a naked picture.
That makes sense.
Yeah, kink is and we just don't have time for that. But it's all kinds of stuff in the chart. Yeah, girl. Like, I see you. I see you. It's okay. What I love about astrology with me is that it helped me not be judgmental.
Yes.
You know, because when I look at and I see somebody's like super freak, like Rick James super freak, it's like, like, hey, it's like, that's just who they are.
It is what it is.
That's just who they are. They came here. What I respect is that we come here knowing we want to experience these things. People who are addicted to drugs and people who even commit suicide, they incarnated here because they wanted to experience those types of intensities. Yes, it causes pain to other ones, but this is my soul's journey. And some people's soul journey want to get high. So we got to respect their soul's journey.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't judge. You chose
that part. So for y'all that might have dealing with that, or parents that might go through that, or family members and stuff like that, it could be that it's in their chart.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They probably gonna live longer than you, because I tell you that they don't get sick or nothing. I don't know, but let me stop. But anyway, they strong.
We can go there. Like somebody with Saturn in the 8th, Saturn is restriction. It don't want to go nowhere. And the 8th house is life and death transformation. They ain't going nowhere. You see somebody with Saturn in the 8th house, 102. No, they're going to be here for a minute. 102.
Saturn in the 8th house, 102. Listen, that's the stuff. That's why I'm like, it's so dope. It's just dope. I mean, and I'm learning different things as I go. But astrology is definitely one of the things that I want to try to get into, but I'm not exactly sure. I feel like I would want to have like my undivided attention being given to it. So I feel like I would want a couple of months where I'm just not doing anything. Like I shut it all down. But I mean, that's probably not going to happen because, I'll get some orders, which I'm always grateful for. But, I would love to do that. I think I'm gonna start learning a little bit because I mean I like the way that are you still teaching astrology classes or
I am.
You are.
I I want to redo it because I just got all new equipment, new computer and things of that nature, right? Right. And so for yes. And so since I'll be off for Juneteenth weekend, that is gonna be my plan to celebrate my new freedoms and reorganize because I got a lot of Gemini placements. I'm scattered, a lot of air in my chart. So I'm going to, I know, right?
Because I've been doing that. That's exactly what I've been doing.
Yeah, because I've learned so much in the meantime. Like every time I take another class, I feel like I ain't never read nobody's chart. Like I just feel like I need to start over reading everybody's chart. And so I'm wanting to reorganize everything. I need a financial astrology class, and my astro magic class is yes.
See, we're gonna make sure everybody got the website in the thing so y'all can get with it. Come on now.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you so much. This has been so dope. I knew it was gonna be anyway. Because I just love you, love talking to you. We be in the inbox, but right now I'm glad to introduce her to you guys. So comment down below if y'all already commented, honey. I'm sorry, but we was not stopping to, but I wanted you guys to see this live. I'm gonna try my best to read and answer any questions that might come down there in the comments and all of that good stuff. Wildflower the Astrologer.com. Right? That's what it is. Yes. So you guys go. If you can go now, if you can leave here. You have my permission to leave here and go on her website, right? And you got to get your life. You just got to hurry up. Okay. But thank you guys so much for this. Thank you, Wildflower, for coming. Love you so much. Thank you guys, everybody that watched, everybody that commented. Until next time. See y'all next week. Peace.